Hola, hola. Yeah, I forgot to resolve them. Alright, so fully evolved. Okay, then.
過去、今、未来。ここにいるのは、お前だけだ。
Okay, let's read. Your residence. The doorbell rings. You subconsciously glance at the clock on the wall. It's 9 p.m. Who could it be at this hour? You mutter, putting on your house slippers and heading towards the door. As soon as you open the door, you receive a warm and familiar hug. Luke?
ただいま。
Okay. You can barely hear his voice. He buries his face in your neck and rubs his head against your skin in a cat-like manner. Aren't you supposed to be on a mission elsewhere? Luke reels you from his embrace. He gazes at you with a pair of gentle and joyful eyes.
次の任務があさってに決まって、場所もステラ市から半日で行ける隣町になったから、ちょうど丸一日休めることになったんだ。大丈夫。明日の夜に出発すれば任務に支障は出ないから。それに何より少しでも早くお前に会いたかったからな。
So Luke has written to sell this just for me. You should have taken this time to rest. We can always meet later.
それじゃダメだ。
Why?
忘れたか？明日は王子様が約束を果たしに行く日だぞ。
Luke told you about this half a month ago. You promised to go with him to the Hoyo Land for a movie spin-off game. However, his work schedule became busy and you thought he might have forgotten about it. Luke's home. Half a month ago, you were playing a video game while lying cozily in Luke's arm. On a weekend. Oh my god, so oh my god, that is so. Whatever. Luke was busy looking at his phone when his gaze abruptly snapped at you. There is a twinkle in his eyes. What is it? He puts away his phone and looks all secretive. He then leans closer to you.
小さい頃、二人でこっそり見た王子の歌ってアニメ映画、まだ覚えてるか？
Song of the Prince? Is that movie about a prince sacrificing himself to save the princess?
そうそう。あの時のお前、王子が死んだシーンですごい悲しんでてさ、いつまでも俺に抱きついて泣いてたよな。
Really?
あったよ。王子様の大嘘つき。お姫様と一緒にいるって約束したのに、なんで。
Seeing how Luke vividly describes your embarrassing behaviors in the past, you cup your hand over his mouth, preventing him from continuing the story. Stop talking. That's really embarrassing.
分かったから、もう話してくれ。
Luke pleads for you to leave your hand. With your hand on his mouth, his voice comes out muffled. You can feel his warm and gentle breath brushing across your palm, leaving a tingling feeling in its wake. Promise me that you won't mention this again, and I'll release my hand. He hurriedly nods his head. You withdraw your hand. Perhaps it is due to the pressure you've exerted on Luke's mouth, but his lips are slightly red. Right.
実はさっきこんなニュースを見てたんだ。その王子の歌って映画とホヨランドがコラボして同名のゲームを制作したらしい。何やらプレイヤーがお姫様と王子様を操作して映画とは違ったハッピーエンドを目指すんだってさ。
He shows you the notification on his phone as he speaks. The title of the article is a bit of an exaggeration. Reclaim your youth. This time, the prince can finally return home with the princess. The highlight of the article is to make up for regrets and fulfill your wishes. With the launch of their HD promotional video, it is quick to attract many loyal movie fans to comment about the event.
これ、俺たちも行ってみないか？王子様の約束を果たせれば、子供の頃の願いも叶うだろ？
Noticing that you have finished reading the article, Luke looks at you expectantly. Do you really want to play this game?
ああ、やってみたい。だから一緒に行かないか？
Luke acknowledges this openly. Though he loves playing video games, it is rare to see him getting this excited over it. Could it be that this game is something uniquely significant to him? Driven by curiosity, you decide to tease him. Let me think about it.
考えるまでもないだろう。もしハッピーエンドを迎えられたら秘密の情報や景品がもらえるんだろう。お前なら絶対気に入ると思うけどな。
Luke rests his chin on your shoulder and gently rubs his head against your neck. He even resorts to kittenish behavior. He must be really keen to participate in this game. Fine. Let's fix a date on the weekend and go together.
了解。攻略の方は俺に任せときな。絶対に満足させてみせるからさ。
Since then, Luke has been swamped by endless mission. Thus, you gradually forget about this outing. You honestly didn't expect him to remember it. Luke, actually...
ゲームならいつでもやりに行けるか？
Luke guesses your thoughts before you even finish your sentence. He begins to explain the situation to you sternly.
今回に限ってはそうもいかないんだ。実は数日前にランドからメールが届いてな。仕方ない理由でコラボがあと2日で終了するんだってさ。つまり今のうちに言っておかないとしばらくは遊べなくなるんだ。だから。
Luke sighs. He wishes to continue but stops and lowers his eyes. The look of disappointment on his face makes you unable to reject him. Alright then, let's go tomorrow on one condition.
条件？いいぞ。何でも言ってみてくれ。
The drive from the neighboring city to Starlis takes at least 4 hours. So he appears fine, but who knows how lethargic he is feeling right now. Hence, you hope that he can have a good rest. We're going to the amusement park tomorrow, and it's definitely going to take a lot of you, so I want you to sleep here tonight.
いいのか？
There's nothing inconvenient about it. Didn't you leave your sleepwear here the last time?
そうだな。ずっと運転してて汗もかいたし、ありがたく先にシャワーを浴びてくるよ。
Luke blushes as he speaks, and he walks awkwardly into the bathroom. Hold on, I'll help you get your clothes.
あ、悪い。
Oh my god! Your residence. Maybe it is because Luke is by your side, but you have a restful and dreamless night. When you open your eyes in the morning, the first thing you see is his lovely smile. It is more dazzling than the morning sun. Oh my god.
おはよ
When did you get up?
6時だよ。言われた通り、いつもより30分も多く寝たぞ。
You glance at the alarm clock beside your bed. It says 7:54. That means you woke up about 2 hours ago. Why didn't you wake me up?
お前があまりにも気持ちよさそうに寝てたから、なんか忍びなくてさ。
He sits down on your bed with a smile, gently holding your shoulder before planting a soft kiss on your forehead.
じゃ、俺は先に降りてるな。支度が済んだら一緒に朝飯を食べよ
う。Okay. Hoyalan. After breakfast, you both head directly to the park via the amusement park subway line. You can see tourists everywhere, and most of them are either couples or families with kids. Cheery music plays in the background, and while children run gleefully around the park with Hoyo balloons tied to their wrists, you suddenly recall the classic advertisement slogan for the amusement park: "This is a land for laughter and love." This is exactly how the place feels. How lively!
う。ああ、なんせステラ市で一番規模の大きい遊園地だからな。アトラクションの数も市内で一番らしいぞ。
You sound like you're pretty familiar with this place.
当たり前だろう。今日のために下調べは完璧に済ませてあるからな。面白いアトラクションにスリルのあるアトラクション、それから待ち時間の短いアトラクションまでちゃんと把握してるぞ。
Luke smiles proudly. His high-spirited and vigorous looks remind you of his high school self. He loves it when everything goes according to plan, and he always makes sure that every little detail is well taken care of. If that's the case, then what's our first stop, Mr. Tour Guide? Instead of giving you a direct reply, he points his finger towards a landmark, Hoyo Castle.
王子の歌のコラボエリアはお城の最上階にあるから、まずはそこに向か
おう。Hoyo Castle. After a 15 minutes walk, both of you finally reach Hoyo Castle. There are 2 rows of quirky-looking Hoyo knights lined up on the steps of the main entrance. They seem to be the guard for both the castle and the park. You are both here early, so there aren't many people lingering around the castle, and even less the people taking picture of it. Luke softly cleared his throat. His face turned slightly red. Are you feeling unwell?
別に何でもないよ。ただせっかくこんなすごいところに来たんなら、普段じゃ恥ずかしくてできないようなこともしてもいいのかなって。
Do something embarrassing? He takes peeks at you and reveals a lovely smile on his face. He then marches a few steps toward the stairs before turns around and stretches his hand out towards you. The warm sunlight shines upon his body, illuminating his entire being with a shimmering glow. At the same time, balloons are released into the air behind him, and the background music changes, as if all of this were specifically arranged to welcome his arrival.
親愛なるお姫様、笑顔と幸せいっぱいの世界へようこそ。
Luke imitates the voice of Prince Homo, who is the mascot of the Hoyo Land. He seems to be fully in character.
僕と一緒に何が起きるかわからないおとぎ話の世界にタイムスリップして、十数年前の王子様とお姫様の運命を変え、彼らをハッピーエンドに導いてあげませんか？
Luke smiles, awaiting your reply. There is a twinkle in his eyes brighter than the sun. You know that he has improvised this on the spot, but you feel touched, nevertheless. It does feel like you are about to pass through a magical door to fulfill your childhood wish. It is my honor, my charming prince. I will always accept your invitation. You replied, purposely imitating Luke's exaggerated tone. Seeing that you were play along with him, Luke's smile widens as he continues.
では共にこの不思議な世界へ参りましょうか。僕のお姫様。
Oh my god, seriously? Nice attic of the castle. Thanks to the research Luke did beforehand, both of you dash straight to the castle's penthouse without further delay. To your surprise, the experience zones looks nothing like what you have imagined. There is only one LCD screen and two controllers before you. The logo Song of the Prince is displayed on the screen, but the graphics are inexcusably bad. With such a pathetic setup, you conclude that this make-up for childhood regrets old-school video game is nothing more than a shoddy production. Please don't tell me this is it.
ちょっとスタッフさんに聞いてくる。
In the instant Luke turns around, a man in a Hoyland uniform quickly dashes over. The man seems surprised at first, but probably not expecting anyone to arrive this early. Soon his eye shines with excitement as he rushes towards you two.
ホヨランドへようこそ。お二人は王子の歌を体験しにいらしたのですか？少々お待ちくださいね。すぐにご用意いたしますので。
Before any of you can respond, he happily walks past you to turn on the console. He then tests the controllers and exclaims, "Brilliant!" when everything turns out as expected. When the actual game is displayed on the screen, you realize that the graphics are beyond terrible. The prince and the princess can only be differentiated by the length of their hairs. Not to mention the evil witch, who is the most important villain in the story. She looks almost like a coat rig covered by a black cloth. The staff member awkwardly chuckles. He's probably aware of how badly the game was designed.
その制作予算が足りなくてですね。キャラクターデザインがちょっとばかりシンプルになっておりまして。
シンプル？掲載されていたゲームの PV と比べたら、これはもはや詐欺に近いレベルですよ。
Luke seldom loses his cool when talking to a stranger. Why is he?
この度は不快な思いをさせてしまい、誠に申し訳ございません。
The staff member bows and apologizes immediately. Luke realizes that he might have sounded too harsh, so he pursed his lips and remained silent.
ですがこのゲームは実力のある開発者によって作られたものでして、ゲーム自体の面白さは保証いたしますよ。それに開発者自身も王子の歌のファンでして、実際にプレイされたらわかると思いますが、彼の原作への思い入れは素晴らしいものです。お客様がもし原作のファンの方なのでしたら、きっと今日は王子様とお姫様の運命を変えるためにいらしたんですよね。このゲームが遊べるのは今日で最後です。もしこの機会を逃してしまうと、もう二度と体験できないかもしれません。
The staff member carefully observed your reaction after he finishes his sentence. Luke reluctantly sighed before turning around to look at you.
ごめんな。せっかく時間を作ってくれたのに、こんなことになっちまって。
Seeing how frustrated he is, you take the chance to pinch his face when the staff member isn't looking.
どうした？
It's fine. It's fine that the game graphics are plain and simple. Also, didn't the staff member say that this is still a great game?
それはそうだけど。
He looks hesitantly. You grin and try to convince him further. Come to think about it, isn't fulfilling the princess' wishes our main objective today? How are we going to fulfill his wish if we don't play the game?
お前の言う通りだ。でもやっぱり俺は完璧な形でお前の願いを叶えてやりたい。
What I'm looking forward to isn't the game itself, but the process of us achieving the perfect ending together.
そっか。わかった。なら、お前と一緒にこのゲームに挑戦して、必ずハッピーエンドを迎えるって約束する。
After Luke agrees, you give the staff member a nod. The face of the staff member instantly brightens up, and he begins to introduce the game.
ゲームを始める前にちょっとした質問なのですが、王子の歌という映画のあらすじはまだ覚えていらっしゃいますか？
確か主人公の王子様が隣国のお姫様と婚約をしてて、二人はとても仲のいい幼なじみだったな。
But the good time didn't last long. An evil witch kidnapped the princess. The prince wanted to rescue her and brought his army along to fight the witch.
はい、その通りです。お答えいただきありがとうございます。これからプレイしていただくゲームはまさにその魔女と王子様が対決するシーンになります。
The staff member hands the controllers to both of you before he continues with the explanation.
映画では王子様が勇者の剣を持っていなかったために、お姫様の自由と引き換えに魔女との死を選ぶことになりました。そしてその勇者の剣は他でもない魔女の城にあったのです。お姫様がそれを見つけて王子様に渡すことができれば、この結末は変えられます。
Do you mean that the princess doesn't have to passively wait for the prince to rescue her in the game? Instead, her role is to assist the prince?
ビンゴ！ただこのゲームはかなりの技量がプレイヤー側に求められます。まず王子様は明らかな劣勢状態で魔女と戦わなければなりません。そしてお姫様側も勇者の剣を見つけた後、魔女が仕掛けた罠を回避しながら王子様にそれを届ける必要があります。
This sounds fun. Look, let's hurry and begin.
ああ、けどくれぐれも罠には気をつけてな。でないと。
Don't worry, after all, I was personally mentored by you. I will definitely deliver the Sword of Valor safely to you. Luke says and put on the headset for you. Both of you start the game together shortly after preparing. The game begins with both the prince and the princess spawning in two different locations. Luke needs to battle the witch and ensure that he stays alive till the end. As for the princess, you need to explore the rooms and search for the Sword of Valor. It's not difficult to locate the sword itself, but its location is filled with traps set by the witch. As soon as you remove the sword, all the steel creatures came to life and tried to stop you from reaching Luke. Ah! Your headset is linked to Luke's, thus your voice comes through the microphone directly to his ears.
どうした？敵に攻撃されたか？
Luke hears you scream and anxiously asks about your status. He has totally lost his usual calmness during gaming. There's a long vine monster pulling my leg.
大丈夫。慌てなくていい。鶴の化け物なら火に弱いはずだから、お前の左側にある松明を使って攻撃するんだ。
He becomes distracted and looks over to your screen while trying to avoid the witch's attack.
早く左に避けろ。右前方から大きな雲が来たぞ。
You listen to his words and hurriedly dodge to the left. From the corner of your eyes, you notice that the witch has become larger and is heading towards Luke. Look, the witch! Luke is alarmed by your exclamation. He makes a quick dodge and barely escapes from the witch's attack. Who would have expected a plain-looking game like this to be such a thriller? As the time goes by, you and Luke become intensely immersed in the game. You two have totally forgotten about how plain and awful the graphics are. Instead, you are fully focused on how you can change the fate of the prince and the princess. Finally, you arrive beside Luke. He sacrificed half of his HP to temporarily knock the witch back. On the screen, the princess hands the sword over to the prince, but the prince does not accept it. Instead, he uses his only remaining potion in his inventory to heal the princess. Luke, why did you heal me with your last health potion? What about yourself?
俺は大丈夫。今の体力でも十分に戦えるよ。
The prince in the game gazes at the princess with a pixelated expression, but you can hear Luke's familiar voice coming through your microphone.
俺が魔女を足止めするから、その隙にお前が背後から勇者の剣で攻撃してくれ。
Do I need to fight her too?
もちろん。王子様とお姫様の運命を変えるためには二人で力を合わせないと。王子様が一人ぼっちなのは嫌って昔もそう言ってなかったか？
I did say that, but I'm afraid that I can't defeat the witch.
心配すんなって。俺が援護してやるからさ。
The witch begins to charge her powers as you two speak. The prince looks as if he's ready to welcome an attack, and Luke's voice becomes serious.
時が来たら行けって言うから、お前はその時に攻撃してくれ。
Yes.
大丈夫。お前はただ自分を信じればいい。絶対うまくいくさ。
Luke whispers sweet encouragement into your ears while the witch is busy attacking the prince. You successfully sneak up behind the witch. Soon you find an appropriate position to strike. You quietly raise the Sword of Valor in your hand and wait for Luke's instruction.
今だ、行け!
The moment Luke sees the word, you swing the long sword in your hand towards the witch. When the sword touches the witch, her body ferociously erupts in flames. Shortly after, the screen is covered with a puff of black mist and the characters are gone. The text finale pops up onto the screen and gradually disappears following the melodious music in the background. Two small and well-dressed characters appear on the black screen. They walk hand in hand under the blooming flower flowers as if holding a grand wedding ceremony. That's it. You and Luke remove your headsets after achieving the perfect ending. A few seconds later, the hustle and bustle of the amusement parks returns to your ears.
疲れてないか？
Luke looks at you and gently asks. You notice that there is a thin layer of sweat on his forehead, glistening under the light, making him both energetic and juvenile. I'm fine. Luke, can you slightly lower your head for me?
こうか？
Luke slightly bends down towards you until his smiling eyes are level with yours. You take out your handkerchief and gently wipes off the sweat on his face. This is the first time you're perspiring from playing a game.
今回は前と違って絶対に勝たないといけなかったからな。
When did you ever lose it in a game? Why are you so nervous this time?
それはお前に関わる大事なゲームだったからだ。普段よりも気を引き締めないとと思って。けど意外だったな。てっきり VR だとばかり。急な仕事が入らなければもう少し前もって調べられたんだけど。
Luke shakes his head helplessly, leaving the sentence hanging. Why didn't he continue his sentence? Is something bothering him? But looking at how hesitant he is to speak, you decide to ask him again later. As for now... Actually, I do find the game interesting, especially at the part where we join hands to defeat the witch. It makes for an immersive experience. It is unlike the movie where the prince can only be passively wait for the prince to rescue her, as compared to the original movie. I do prefer this alternate ending. And most importantly, you have helped me fulfill my childhood wish.
なんかお前に慰められちゃったな。
お話の途中で失礼しますが、
A dubious voice interrupts both of you. You turn around to see the young man who is in charge of the game expiring soon. You and Luke are too focused on the game that you're both forgotten about the staff member who had been standing to the side.
改めてゲームクリアおめでとうございます。ホヨランドよりハッピーエンド到達者様へ、こちらの商品を贈呈させていただきます。
The staff member sends over a small gift box printed with the Hoyo logo. You open the box. To your surprise, it contains Prince Homo and Princess homemade badge. These badges are so adorable.
もしよろしければ、ハッピーエンドの最後に出てきた儀式のように、お二人でバッジを付け合ってみてはいかがですか？
His words remind you of the in-game wedding ceremony for the two small characters that was held when the game ended. The custom to put on the badge for each other that resembled the ring exchange in wedding ceremony. At the corner of your eye, you notice that Luke's face is betrayed as he removes the prince badge from the box and walks towards you.
ほら、つけてあげるよ。
Hold on, that's a prince badge. I should have you put it on instead. You lightly wave the prince's badge in your hand to remind him that he has taken the wrong badge.
いや、これでいいんだ。お前にはこっちをつけてもらう。
Why? Luke watches you. You can see a hint of sadness in his eyes.
お前が王子の方を身につけていれば、俺たちはどこへ行ってもずっと一緒にいられるだろ。
His words remind you that he'll need to leave Stelis for another mission in just a few hours. The joyful feeling you had from playing the game instantly dissipates, and a strong sense of reluctance fills your heart. Okay, I'll help you put on the princess badge later.
そうするよ。
Luke holds the badge with his slender fingers. He leans over slightly and gingerly puts it on you. Perhaps he isn't sure how to put on the badge, for he appears slightly nervous. His soft hair touches your chin, slightly ticklish against your skin. What's wrong? Is it difficult to put it on?
いや、針がお前に当たらないか心配で。
Then do you want to try to pinch a little bit of the clothes to put it on? It's probably easier that way.
わかった。やってみる。
Luke gently pinches a bit of your clothes. During this period of silence, both of you can hear each other's breathing. Done.
ああ、動くなって。もう終わるから。
Time ticks by. Finally, you hear the clicking sounds of the badge pin, followed by a soft sigh of relief from Luke. He raises his head and reveals a satisfied grin. He then takes a step back to admire his work.
よく似合ってるぞ。そんじゃ、次は俺がつけてもらう番だな。
He placed the princess badge on your hand and obediently stands in front of you. There is a wide smile in his face, like a child expecting a gift. Influenced by his smile, your face starts to burn red. You gently pinch his clothes and put on the badge for him. Luke merrily looks at the badge on your chest. He pulls your hand and whispers into your ears.
これで、俺たちが互いのものだって、周りに知れ渡るだろうな。
His words are like a warm breeze blowing into your heart, making your heart flutter as a sweet feeling blooms within you. Now that we're done with the game, let's move on to other rides.
あ、ひとまずここから出よう。
Hoyland. Both of you march out of the castle's front gate. The warm sunlight gently pours down on the ground. The joyful music and bustling crowd begins to surround you too. A Hoyland staff member dressed as a clown is busy handing out the colorful balloons to the tourists. You and Luke are each given one balloon as well. Where should we go now?
ちょっと待ってな。攻略を確認してみる。今は昼の11時だから。あった。先にレストランへ行って限定ランチを食べるってのはどうだ？それから少し休憩を挟んでパレード、ジェットコースター、バイキングに洗礼の花園。
Luke slowly lists out all the popular attractions in Hoyland. That's a lot of rides. I don't think we can finish all of them today.
平気平気。俺はただお前が好きそうなアトラクションを挙げてみただけだから。今日はその中からいくつか乗れればいいよ。
But you've already planned everything out. If you don't go according to it, all your efforts are wasted.
そんなことないって。それに乗りそびれたならまた今度に回せばいいだけだろ。
Luke speaks without much hesitation. His plans include returning to the park several times with you in the future. Somehow you feel a hint of sweetness blooming within you when you learn about his plan.
それじゃ行くか。まずはレストランからだな。
Okay. Let's add. Until night. The night falls quietly. The dazzling light in the Hoyland subsequently lights up, making the park look like a real-life fairy tale world. After a day of fun, one third of the rides in Luke's plan have been checked off. Both of you decide to return next time to complete the list. You and Luke stroll through the park while holding hands. The shadows cast cars on the ground seems to be snuggling into each other. The clock on the castle is ticking. You have never felt the passage of time more clearly than now. In a few moments, Luke will need to leave for the neighboring city.
そこのベンチに座ってな。俺が食べ物を買ってくるから。
Just as Luke is about to leave, you tug the corner of his shirt.
どうした？
You need to leave soon, right? Luke glances at the time, his face darkens.
もうそんな時間か。ほんと時が経つのって早いな。まだちゃんと話もできてないってのに。
Then why don't we take this time to chat? There's something I want to ask you.
そうだな。それじゃあ。
Suddenly, fireworks explode in the sky. The abandoned buildings start to feel like they before Luke can finish the sentence. What did you say? Luke disappeared with a gentle smile, pulling Luke his heart.
ここだと騒がしいから静かな場所に行くか。
Okay. Luke then leads you to an alley far from the castle and the crowd. Despite the distance, you can still watch the fireworks show above the castle. However, the alley is quite narrow. You and Luke are standing very close together, facing one another. You can even hear his heartbeat and breathing.
やっぱ狭すぎたか。
It's fine.
それで聞きたかったことって？
You remember how persistent Luke was with the video game and how hesitant he looked when you spoke to him. The small details tells you that he wasn't quite himself today. Does you conclude that? You brought me here today to play the video game, but I'm guessing that it's not simply just to fulfill my childhood wish, right? Luke wasn't expecting you to ask this question, given the dumbfounded look on his face.
そんなことないって。俺は昔のお前の願いを叶えたかった。それだけだ。
I believe that's one of the objectives, but what the other objective? Are you hiding something from me? You gaze into his eyes, preventing him from finding other excuses. Fireworks continue at a distance. You can see reflections of the colorful fireworks from his eyes. In the end, he gives up and sighed loudly. After which, Luke opens his eyes and looks back into yours. It is as if he is ready to be honest with you.
正直、俺の人生における生きがいは、この世界にたった2つしかないって、俺はそう思ってる。
The fireworks show pauses for a moment and Luke takes the opportunity to confess to you. You know that whatever he's going to say is important.
一つが俺の仕事で、もう一つがお前の笑顔だ。今の仕事のためなら、俺は一度だってためらったことはないし、与えられた任務にはこれまでもベストを尽くしてきた。けど、お前のことに関しては、俺はあまりにもしてあげられることが少ない。
Luke watches you and purses his lips. There is a slight frown between his brows. Is Luke feeling trouble to strike a balance between his work and me? No, you have done enough for me.
いや、まだまだ足りない。俺の計画では、これからもっと多くのことを一緒にしていく予定だからな。もし可能なら、お前のこれまでの願いも全て叶えてやりたいと思ってる。けど、俺の仕事は何かと特殊だから、ずっと一緒にいてやることはできない。だからこそ、願いを叶えられるわずかな機会を大切にしたいんだ。
Is that why he rushed back from the neighboring city so that he could go with me to the amusement park? This silly boy. You gently hook his fingers with yours, looking at the patch on his chest, and finally ask him the question that has been on your mind. Luke, are you feeling guilty because you can't stay with me often due to work?
正確には違うな。俺はただ状況が許す範囲内でできるだけお前のそばにいてやりたいだけだ。普通のカップルみたいにな。
But others are others. We just need to be ourselves. There's no need for us to abide by others' way of spending time together. I like the way we are now. I like how you put your career as priority and work hard for it. You move your hand to Luke's chest, where his heart is. Through his clothes, you can feel his heart thumping hard against his chest. As long as you please me here at all times, then you have fulfilled my greatest wish. Luke grabs your hand and leans in closer to you. His brush gently brushes across your sensitive ear.
過去、今、未来。ここにいるのはお前だけだ。
His loving word is like a feather. Its tips gently brushing against your heart. You can't help but yearn to get closer to him. Just as you're having such thoughts, you notice that you have already leaned towards him, closing the gap between you two. Despite the surprise, you raise your head and plant a soft kiss on his chin.
お前。
I have a small wish now, and I want you to fulfill it for me.
願い。
You clutch his clothes and slightly open your eyes to take a peek at his reaction. He hugs you with his trembling hands as if expecting something to happen. I wish that Detective Pierre kisses me now, can't you? Hearing this, Luke's face turns bright red.
わかった。目を閉じてて。
You gradually close your eyes. You can feel him leaning down slightly before touching your lips with his, then followed by a passionate kiss. Your strong desire for him in the past 2 weeks suddenly surges towards you. You wrap your arm around his neck, hoping to feel his everything. 2 heartbeats like drums, the beats intersecting with one another. It is impossible to tell whose is louder. Luke's phones begin to vibrate in his pocket. Luke, your phone.
ほっとけ。
He pauses in displeasure and decides to ignore it, but the caller doesn't seem to want to give up. In the end, Luke is unable to stand it. He releases you and hurriedly takes out his phone. The moment he picks up the call, Aaron Newsmith's voice can be heard from the other end.
夏彦、俺だ。今遊園地に向かっているところで、あと30分程度で到着する。後で入り口で落ち合おう。上の指示通り、今回は俺も同行するからな。もしもし、夏彦、聞いてるか？
わかりました。
お前、なんか声が変だぞ。どうかしたのか？
何でもありません。まだ取り込み中なので、また後で。
わかった。それじゃあガソリンでも入れてから向かうよ。
Luke heaves a sigh of relief after he hangs up the phone. The strong, passionate feeling that had been lingering between you two has gradually dissipated. He wraps you in his arms. You can hear the sound of his regular heartbeat on his chest.
と。
You both speak at the same time.
お前からいいぞ。
we're left with half an hour. Is there anything, any wish you want me to fulfill for you?
俺の願いか。
Looks at you and softly combs your untidy hair with his fingers. He smiles.
ならお前と一緒にメリーゴーランドに乗りたいな。
The carousel. Luke stares at you and nods his head firmly. But I'm not sure if we have the time to complete for a complete ride.
間に合うさ。ほら俺が近道を教えてやるよ。
Next act. Carousel. You and Luke rush to the carousel. Perhaps because everyone is busy watching the fireworks show, there is no queue for the ride. It is your first time riding on an empty carousel. After all, it has always been a popular ride in the amusement park. You watch Luke as he purchases the ticket for the ride. A trace of doubt flashes through your mind. You recall that he didn't seem to fancy the carousel all that much in the past.
ぼーっとしてどうしたんだ。どれに乗るかもう決めたか。
You look at the carousel and point to the biggest white horse. How about that one? Both of us should be able to ride on it.
了解。それじゃ俺が乗せてやるからしっかり捕まってろよ。
Luke gently wraps his arm around your wrist and carries you onto the horse. Following the soft background music, the carousel begins to move. The fireworks shows and the majestic castle seem to be very far from where you are. You feel as if you are both in your own little world. Luke gently holds your shoulders and you lean onto him as the carousel spins. For some reason, you recall that during elementary school, Luke had insisted on not riding the carousel with you when both of you came to the amusement park. Why do you want to ride the carousel? I remember that you thought it rather uninteresting when you were young.
あれはガキだったからだよ。今の俺はもうそんな風には思ってない。
Oh, so our detective Pierce is the macho man now?
そんな目で見るなって。確かに昔の俺は男がメリーゴーランドに乗ってたら笑われるって思ってたよ。
So what made you change your mind? Luke looks at you and gives you a faint smile.
俺は昔護衛任務で60代の夫婦を警護したことがあるんだ。それでバレンタインの日に遊園地に行きたいって言われてさ。けど現地に着いた後、2人はメリーゴーランドにしか乗らなかった。
Why only the carousel?
おじいさんが若い時におばあさんに約束してたらしい。毎年バレンタインを迎えたら必ずメリーゴーランドに乗せてあげるって。
That's so romantic.
だな。俺もそのおかげで分かった気がするんだ。メリーゴーランドの存在意義ってやつが。
Which is? Luke pauses for a moment. The corner of his eye, his lips turn up. The dapple light from the carousel falls onto his body, illuminating his silhouette softly, making him look like a prince in a fairy tale.
音楽と共に動き出すメリーゴーランド。愛し合う二人を乗せたそれは終点に着くまで止まることはない。それってまるで乗ってる二人がずっと一緒にいられるように祈ってるみたいだろ。俺もお前とずっと一緒にいたいんだ。
Luke pauses for a moment and slowly tightens his grip on your shoulders. He appears slightly nervous. But he looks at you with determination. His expression is stern as he gives you his promise.
約束するよ。今後どれだけの困難が立ちはだかろうと、俺はお前と一緒に全力で終点まで突っ走るって。
Luke gazes at you as he sees those words with affection. You remember how many years ago you probably had the same feeling when you invited Luke to ride on the carousel with you. Actually, it is also my childhood wish to ride the carousel with you.
お前も
Do you remember the time when we went to the amusement park together when we were kids?
はあ覚えてるよ
At that time, I heard the saying that if two people ride on the carousel together, they will be together forever. I always try to find the opportunity to invite you. In the end, all the boys were excited over the roller coaster and insisted that the carousel was for girls.
だから諦めたのか
Yeah, in the end, it rained heavily and everyone went home early.
それじゃ当時のお前は相当がっかりしただろうな
Kind of, but I'm glad that I managed to fulfill another childhood wish today. Yuki said, "Look, your eyes meeting his. At that moment, it feels like both of you only have eyes for each other. In the future, do you want to come and ride the carousel with me and every year? Just like the old couple you protected in the past." Hearing your suggestions, Luke chuckles and brushes your forehead.
それいいな次の任務が無事に終わったらまたしばらく休みがもらえそうなんだだからそれまでの間まだ叶えてない願いを整理しておいてくれるか戻ったら俺が残らず叶えてやるからさ
That's going to be a long list.
大丈夫望むところだ
The carousel gradually slows down in the midst of your conversation. At the same time, it is almost time for Luke to go. Luke gently lifts you off the horse. The firework shows is ending as well. You look at his face and try to suppress your sadness as you give him a lovely smile. Aaron should be here by now. Hurry, don't make him wait.
けど
I'll take the subway back later. Don't be late for your work. You are caught off guard when Luke suddenly embraces you tightly in his arms. You can feel his heavy breathing on your neck, a tinge of his charm and his unwillingness to part lingers on your skin.
それじゃ行くけど家に着いたら電話くれよ
Yes, I will.
愛してる
What did you say?
聞こえなかったんなら戻ってからまた言うよ
Luke lets go of you and tidies your clothes before he hurriedly leaves the amusement park. You stand there until you can no longer see him, after which you head towards the subway in disappointment. The moment you reach home, your phones begin to vibrate. It's a call from Luke.
もしもしもう家に着いたか
I just reached. What about you? You should still be on your way.
ああ目的地まであと3時間ってとこかな今日は疲れただろうからお前は早めに寝とけよあそれと明日は忙しくなりそうだからあんまり連絡できないと思うだから返信がなくても心配するなよ片付いたらすぐに連絡するからさ
Okay, got it.
それじゃ今日はこれで切るな
Wait.
どうした
I love you too. You blurt out the 4 words quickly on the phone. Though you did not hear what Luke said in the amusement park just now, your intuition tells you that it should be those 3 words.
なんだってケンニーがブレーキを踏んだせいでよく聞こえなかった
It's alright. I will tell you again after you return. You say the exact words Luke told you in the amusement park.
なら戻ったら耳にタコができるくらい聞かせてくれよな。
You should be the one saying it first.
分かったよ。お前が心に刻み込めるまで何度でも聞かせてやる。それじゃ今日はもう遅いからお前も早く寝ろよ。おやすみ。
Okay, good night. After you have hung up the phone, you look around your empty house. There seems to be a hint of loose scent lingering in the air. In fact, he had only been in this house for a few hours from the time he returned last night till this morning. Yet his scent seems to fill the entire house, just like how he has occupied your entire heart right now. Come home early, my detective. Oh, so sweet! Oh my god. Okay.
もしもし、起きてるか？ああ、今日の任務が無事に終わったからその報告だ。で、お前が着てるやつ見覚えがあるんだけど、俺が前に残していった服か？あ、違う、もちろんいいよ。ただそれを着てるお前がなんかいいなって。俺が戻った後また見せてくれるか？え、今日だけ？よし、決めた。今日戻る。冗談じゃないよ。任務も終わってるし、もともとすぐに戻る予定だったからな。ちょっと待ってな。時刻表を確認してみる。30分後にステラシ行きの便が出るみたいだ。2時間で着く。けど今日はもう遅いか。多分お前の家に着く頃には深夜になってると思うし、お前も寝てるだろうから、やっぱり明日にするよ。え、何時になってもいい？分かった。ならすぐに支度していくよ。眠くなったら寝てもいいからな。それじゃまた後で。
Oh my god. So let's welcome. Oh my god. I think that is all right. Yeah, there's nothing here.